Welcome to 7 Sports Big Replay. The final 5 has been settled in South Australia despite the fact that we've only played 21 out of the 22 games, and Port Adelaide will miss the 5 for the first time since 1969. North Adelaide will play in the elimination final, and it's very likely that they'll play against South Adelaide after today's round. 32,000 people went to the matches today, and they saw one big upset at the Adelaide Oval, Woodville winning against South Adelaide, and South Adelaide, as I said, seem destined now to play in the elimination final. Woodville 19-16 defeated South Adelaide 18-12. That's Woodville's first win in 11 weeks. They'd lost 10 straight up until today at 10-point margin. It was exciting at Alberton for quite some time. Port Adelaide kicked 9 goals in the third quarter, but Sturt finished with a rush, and they're back in the winning vein. Sturt winning 23-15, 153, Davies kicking 6, Port 18-8, 116, a 37-point margin to the Double Blues. And at Elizabeth, Central District looked to be in a strong position up until half-time, but then Nord cut loose. Neville Roberts kicked 10 goals today, and he's made it to the magical 100. So Roberts joins Davies, and for the first time in their careers, they've made it to 100 in the same season. Nord winning 21-10, 136 to Central 14-11, 41, and that's 5 straight now to the Redlegs. The first of our replay games tonight is from the Richmond Oval, the game between West Adelaide and Glenelg, two of the form teams in the league. Of course, West during the week lost Mark Micken, and they also lost Bruce Lindner before the game, two of their big guns throughout the year. Glenelg hoping to win to stay in some sort of touch with the final 5. We go to the game 17 minutes into the first quarter. Your commentators Ian Day and Peter Marker, the score: Glenelg 2-3, Kernahanna kicked the 2 goals, West Adelaide 1-3.
West Adelaide lamenting for Rovers last week. Of course, last year, of course, the acquisition of Conlon was a brilliant stroke. And then Gross's form, as Peter has told you, has been brilliant. Sees him as a regular player. Big leap, however, by Kerner having his first run on the ball. Thought about Hewitt, but the handball wasn't good. Morris to the half-forward line, getting back on it is Walsh. Luders comes to meet it. Can't get it out. Quickly it's Borchard. Luders. Grosser. Long handball over. Should be a goal. Smith this way, that away. Doesn't know where to go. Oh, I think it's a goal, but gee, do you think he ever made hard work of that? First goal to Smith. West Adelaide 2-3, Glenelg 2-3.
Gee, you rarely see a player that holds onto the ball so long and doesn't get tackled. I think he mesmerised the Glenelg backman there, who were looking at the ball and not the body. But bear in mind, the conditions are not that good, and you can easily off-foot a player that's running in. Smith did it to Farquhar, and he finally got the left boot through for a goal. 2-3 apiece as we approach the 20-minute mark.
West Adelaide's saviour, in the absence of Mark Micken, Dirk De Jong. Another tap away from the centre. Pushed in the back was Bennett. Free kicked. De Jong, I think he's only gone for the ball twice and got it both times. Bennett, 15 metres. Puts it out in the pocket. Luders on the lead, won't get started. There was Grosser, and I think he's going to get another free kick. See West Adelaide picking up a few. Well, of course, we've seen 2 or 3 give it in the bay forward lines as well. The umpire certainly handling them out. Grosser, 15 frees they've given up to date. Grosser from 45 metres, ball coming back, fine kick. Goal, Grosser, his first. West Adelaide's in front, 3-3, play the bays 2-3.
Well, the Bays are going with the breeze too, but on this occasion, it was the very first time that West Adelaide brought it cleanly out of the middle, and Grosser was certainly interfered with, as you could see. He took the free kick, and it was a fine goal. West Adelaide 3-3 against the breeze, Glenelg 2-3.
Frees 8-7 in favour of West Adelaide. Nothing in it that way. Bad bounce. McKinnon got it. Hamilton out wider. Conlon the run. In comes Simons under pressure. Good handball to McDermott. Drives the base to the half-forward line. Sewer in late. Over the top of Cantalaptis and has given away the free kick.
Ralphie kneeling down and asking the umpire all about it. Cantalaptis. Muret gives him a lead in the middle. Ignored. Oh, good call, De Jong. He called McKinnon out. Could he be a bonus for West Adelaide? The way he started off, he certainly looks good. Filkey. Smith under it. Walsh in front. Picking up Borchard. Luders on a lead. Behind is Grosser. A chance. Luders on the ground. First. West Adelaide 4-3 to the Bays 2-3.
Quick thinking by Luders. Started with De Jong on the half-back line, went towards centre wing, and then finally the kick came on. It was 2-on-2, but West Adelaide recovered the better. Luders realising he didn't have time to bend down and pick up the ball, sock it off the ground from inside the square. Then West Adelaide's have got 3 in a hurry to take the lead now by 12 points.
Glenelg will need to lift. As I said, they're going with the wind, although they started very poorly last week. De Jong again. Dermott couldn't get near it. Grosser took it from Bennett. In front, Hewitt. He elected to play on. Borchard. Grosser. He's in trouble as Simons came in. Simons got one in the face then. Not too happy about it. Playing on Filkey. Farquhar easily. He'll play it on. Bit of danger there. Salisbury is run down and it's holding the ball. West Adelaide played it on. Will it come back? No, they're letting the score go. Bennett picked it up from a free kick that was given to Conlon, lined them up and put it through for West Adelaide's 5th.
The handball was never really on because it was Salisbury versus Conlon, and Conlon would be the quickest man on the ground. And although Salisbury got there first because he had the start, Conlon ran him down brilliantly. He was going to get a free kick for holding the ball, but Bennett was in charge and booted West Adelaide's 5th.
Glenelg not playing well. De Jong easily. Bennett. Luders. He's got it. Oh, how quick can you do it? De Jong, Bennett, Luders. About 5 seconds. West Adelaide have taken it cleanly out of the middle on 4 consecutive occasions. And that's how they're setting it up. Can Luders kick a goal? Well, that's a bit straighter. 2 goals, Luders. West Adelaide 6-3, Glenelg 2-3.
West Adelaide 7-7, Glenelg 5-6.
Only 2 goals kicked so far this quarter, and we're approaching the 15-minute mark. Carey again. Williams the free kick. Well, Peter Carey does a fair bit when the ball's coming, and on the odd occasion he does just a little bit too much. The umpire said, Pete, you've gone too far. In front, Farquhar. Oh, incredible handball away from Borchard. Nearly found Luders. Luders fighting for the ball. So is Morris. Just about a line ball, I think. Yes, umpire Foster is going to give it a bounce. Glenelg 5-6, West Adelaide 7-7. A slog, Ian Day has called it. Not a bad description this quarter. Here's a chance, Luders, but in front, Johnny McFarlane. A safe mark on the chest. In the back pocket.
McFarlane hasn't got much to kick to at the moment. Big Carey's getting back there. He's had to go in short. Hewitt. They're going to edge it out of defence. Nothing really spectacular this quarter. Kick number 6 to Hewitt. High. Now Carey's in the spot. Williams front position, however. The back, Hamilton whips out the long handball. Grosser. West Adelaide in towards the half-forward line. Luders again up high. Seabohm, unfortunate, had to stand his ground. Luders had the run. Just nicked it off Seabohm at the last moment. And Luders has got a chance from 35 to 40 metres out. Kick number 5. 3 goals, 1. Little breeze, maybe just coming slightly in from his left to right. Umpire getting underneath it. That's home all right. His 4th goal. 8-7 West Adelaide, 5-6 to Bay.
West Adelaide are setting it up with some fairly long handballing out there on the flanks and bringing it back into the scoring area. Seabohm there looked as though he was going to mark the ball, but the long leading Roger Luders took it off him. And Michael Farquhar can't cut off those long leads. He'll need to because Luders has already got 4.
Williams socks down for the bounce against Carey. Playing centre half forward and rucking. Got to do a lot of hard work this afternoon. Coming out with the ball was McKinnon out wide of the running player who's beats. Spot on handball. Centres it towards the half forward line. Morris. West Adelaide's careering into attack. Now out wider is Filkey. If he can pick it up, he's in business. He can't. Oh, he gets bundled out of the road. Beautifully done, Simons, as he drives to the half-forward line. Holster's got a half volley. Dreyer Can't one grab it either. Tunnel balls it. Players stack up, and umpire Argent will come in and bounce.
Not a good move by Dreher there. Don't think the camera quite caught what happened.
Right in front of the West Adelaide stand, probably the best place to do it, Peter. Carey. Good chap to Hall. Kidney. Simons. Hooks around the corner to the half-forward line. Thumped away Cantalaptis. McKinnon again thought about the handball. Dummied. Puts it wide towards centre. Muret's there. With him was Seabohm. Borchard in. Lost the football. Quickly Seabohm. McDermott. Marshall. Out wide. Caught on the left leg. Drives to the half-forward line. Sewer's out there. Getting back on him, Summerton. Sewer. Puts out the pass for Twelftree. He's co-half forward. Well done, McKinnon to spoil. Twelftree under pressure. Whips out the handball. Back to Duthie. Duthie in turn. Back to Sewer. Actually conceding ground the base. Puts it high in the air now for Kernahan. The big fellow's up. Can't bring it down. Twelftree. Long handball out. Simons wants it. Tapped on cleverly. Can't get it. One grab. They're fighting each other. Simons hooks. I think he's got it, but all they made hard work of it. Second goal, Simons. The Bays needed it. They're sixth.
Well, the way it came in, it didn't look good, but very unselfish work by McGuinness. He pushed it over to Simons. Simons couldn't handle it, or couldn't quite handle it. The ball went down, and then it appeared that Simons and McGuinness were fighting each other for it, but finally Simons managed to get it, and with his 10th kick, kicked his second goal, and he's been a very good player for the Bays so far.
Williams against Carey, centre bounce. Carey's tap, too far for Kidney. Borchard. Bennett. A high kick to the half-forward line. Vacant ball, no getting back. Hewitt, well done.
Yeah, that was a good mark. Didn't think Hewitt was that quick, but he certainly sped back to that ball. Here's a chance now, McFarlane. Simons is on his own. I'll tell you what, Simons is hurting Glenelg, is hurting West Adelaide. He's been a very effective player. Duthie, Hall. Hall should go long. He wants Kernahan. Kernahan fighting for front spot. Oh, he's got a great mark. He didn't need to come around to the front. Just around to the side was all he needed. And too tall for Winter. Took a strong mark. Glenelg are on the improve. The first 15 minutes of this quarter was pretty poor. Kernahan has just kicked his third goal. Glenelg have got good value from their resting rucks at full forward. 5 in all now. And they edge a bit closer. 7-6 to the Bloods 8-7.
As Peter said, that Filkey and Simons were having a fine go at centre wing, playing wide of one another. But I think actually Kerley's made a move. It seems to be McKinnon on him at the moment. But Simons has had 13 kicks and Filkey 8. But Kernahan doing extremely well for Glenelg at the moment.
Kernahan in the ruck against Williams. Well, Williams does well on that occasion. Hamilton pirouettes out of the centre. McKinnon's playing well. His handball is half smothered. Well, the West Adelaide player didn't have it when the tackle came. Seabohm tackled Bennett there and thought he had the ball, but he didn't. Desi Foster was pretty close to that incident. Kick number 8 from Bennett. Farquhar in front of Luders. Luders used the body and took the mark. Farquhar not happy, but Luders is going to be paid, and he won't miss from there. Roger Luders. Big Rick Davies missed one from there last week. I think we might have thought that he was going to kick it too, Ian.
You did, Peter.
Williams coming off. Dirk de Jong back on. Roger Luders. I'll back him. He's got 4. 5 before half-time. It's a pretty good effort. West Adelaide 9-7, Glenelg 7-6. Dirk de Jong back on the ground. Roger Luders has 85 for the year now. Kernahan, he got high, but he still couldn't get it away from de Jong. Bennett got clean bowled, but finally it's Borchard who runs through the mud as though it wasn't there. Luders up again, he's got it. He'll be paid. Now, Coach Campbell has a problem here because Luders has 5 before half-time. Now, That means he could kick more than 10 for the day, and Mike Farquhar can't handle his fast leading. Well, it's a fine kick. 6 goals, Luders. West Adelaide 10-7, Glenelg 7-6.
86 goals for the year, Luders. Well done, and gee, he's kicking as probably as well as I've seen him. He hasn't been the most confident of kicks during the year, not when I've seen him play, but today he certainly knows where to put it, and not easy conditions. About moving Farquhar, Peter, I suppose you've got Seabohm who could go back there, but in the main, it's Luders on the lead, and he's a very quick player, and the West Adelaide players further afield giving Farquhar no chance, and those are goals that fullbacks just can't avoid.
Yeah, I think the only thing you could do is get your followers to get down to cut the leads off, but it's pretty hard to do when the ball's coming down quickly. That appeared to be a throw from Borchardt, but Drea, very strong. Can't get it clear, but he gets it back to Bennett. Gee, Drea's a good player. Salisbury, good mark. He wants to play it on. Gee, that's a danger kick. McKinnon and Simons. McKinnon played it well. That's why it's dangerous. Up goes Luders. Couldn't take the mark, but here goes Conlon running in the right from goal. His second. And West Adelaide have had a good last 5 minutes. The Bloods are now 11-7 to the Tigers 7-6.
Classic example, 2-on-1. Luders starting to worry the Bay defence, and they both went with him. He was underneath the ball. No one down there waiting for Conlon, who nipped in the back. He got a dream run on the ball and could not possibly miss from there. His second, as Peter told you, West Adelaide edging away from the Bays now, 11-7 to 7-6, 24 minutes in for the second quarter.
The West Adelaide Rovers have got 3 from the pocket. Kernahan crosses hands then with De Jong. The kick away from Grosser was smothered. Tony Simons, the handball missed Holst. Hamilton made up a lot of ground. Simons gave it back to Holst. He screws one forward. Kidney can't get into the game. He got a high one, but he played it on. Simons again. Caught. He handballed it out of the arena. Although the tackle caused it. Simons has done that much work here that he's very tight even now, I think.
Peter, as you said, it's not a day for legs. There's going to be a lot of tired players before the afternoon's out, and we haven't got to half-time yet. 11-7 plays 7-6. Bounce down, right forward pocket, the Bays want a goal. Need a goal. De Jong and Carey, line ball that one. Duthie through, left the football behind. Watson back now, giving a chance to McKinnon. Well flanked, Borchardt. Hamilton, Smith, Morris. West Adelaide's in control. On the lead goes Luders. Puts it out in front of that player at the back of the pack, Conlon. And Salisbury 1-on-1. Salisbury does it well. Oh, down goes Conlon. The crowd not happy as the tackle was pretty late. It was a Shepherd. Bennett appears to be grabbed. 2 umpires trying to make up their mind as it's equidistant between the 2 of them. But Bennett does get the free kick, plus 15 metres. In towards Borchardt. Good mark. The Bay defence in disarray at the moment. On the lead goes Luders. Oh, pushed out of it. Farquhar drops his head. No, it's not Farquhar, it's Walsh. Maybe the move has been made. We'll check on it in just a moment.
Yeah, it has, Ian. I think Farquhar has been moved, I think. Good find.
Luders, only 20 metres out. Is booted for this quarter, 6 for the game. And should not miss this one the way he's been kicking. There it is. 7 goals, Roger Luders. 12-7. Plays 7-6. Into time on of the second quarter.
At the start of the third quarter here at Richmond Oval, it's West Adelaide by 32 points. Can Glenelg bridge the gap? Williams in ruck, gets it away. Diving on the ball is Duthie. He got it out to McGuinness, had a quiet second quarter. Marshall left foots one to centre half forward. Kernahan comes out, can't take the mark. Holst. Kidney's got the run of it with Summerton. Kidney's had a poor day. Cantalaftis, he's had a good day. Goes long, not well directed. Tony Hall under it. He takes the mark. Holst. Oh, he Dropped the ball, he shouldn't have. The handball to McGuinness, not very good either. McGuinness got out of that like a magician. He's used the right boot a lot today, not with great effect either. Williams a good mark.
Williams lopes off, has plenty of time. Done a lot of work today, Williams. Been interchanged off the bench, played centre-half forward, rucked the whole bit. Paul Duthie off the side of his boot. I think he was looking for David Holst. We'll never know. McKinnon. Borchard, West Adelaide set it up again. Filkey clear, half-forward line. That's the way the ball will go out further is Larry Watson. Smith it is, into the open goal. Shouldn't miss, point-blank range. And West Adelaide have got their 13th on the board. Second goal to Smith. And once they see daylight, it's hard to stop them.
Very loose defensive work by the Bays. Let Williams kick without a player on the mark. And once West Adelaide got a loose man, Borchard's kick to Filkey. Filkey got it over, and eventually it ended up with Smith. Smith had no problems with the goal. He ran in with the open face in front of him. The West Adelaide look a very, very good side here today, and are certainly worthy premiership favourites.
Williams against Carey. Carey backhands one, intercepted almost Borchard. Marshall has a problem, can't get around Williams, a rebound. De Jong did everything right for West Adelaide when he came onto the ground as an interchange ruckman in the first half. Carey gets the thump away, but he's given away a free kick. And Williams will put the Bloods into attack from the check side of the centre circle.
Dree gives it back to him, and again, Glenelg having trouble getting a player on the mark. They still haven't got one there. Williams does his full-back trick, gets past the man. Carey, no mark. Hewitt, a quick kick away, ill-directed. Summerton's under it. It's a good half-back, Summerton. He hasn't given 12-3 much. Matter of fact, the West Adelaide half-back line has been superb. Smith in front, good mark. Too much reach for John McFarlane. Oh, an awkward-looking kick, a roll-over punt kick. It's going to roll over, all right. Nobody touched it. A goal. Smith has got 3. West Adelaide doing it on the bench. 14-8 to the Bays, 7-6.
Oh, what an awful kick. And yet it got 6 points. I think it fooled everybody. As I've said before, it's very hard for the players in certain areas of the ground to get their feet out of the ground long enough to kick the ball, and the defence charged to meet it. So do the West Adelaide attacking players over their head, bounce through. West Adelaide's at the moment can do no wrong. 14-8 to 7-6.
Glenelg's 1983 chances are being buried in the mud here at Richmond. Marshall will get a free kick. They've got no running players, and their half-forward line is virtually paralysed. Oh, good catch, Winter. He got front spot off Kernahan then and took a good mark. He plays it on. He wants Beach. Finds that player. West Adelaide's kicking to position has improved since the first quarter. Just as I say it, Peter Carey comes in. He was opposed by Conlon then. Should have taken the mark, but didn't.
Bounce down centre wing, although the umpire is just going to get the ball. I just wondered whether he's going to give a free kick for some reason, but he couldn't find the football. So what's new? Bounce down centre wing. Good tap back by Williams to Conlon. He couldn't get clear with it though. As Peter said, the Bays fresh out of running players. They lost McDermott in the second quarter. He wasn't very effective after the first quarter. A heavy knock. A few headlocks. A Tate. And a rebound ball. Just a trifle unfriendly. Had one in the second quarter too, didn't amount to anything. The Bays being just a little frustrated in their inability to run the ball through their half-forward lines. Simons, one of their few winners, gets another kick. He's at centre wing, or at the moment he's centre half forward. The handball away to Hall wasn't all that good. He's got to go back and get it again. He ran into McKinnon. McKinnon's the tackler. Filkey it was. Quickly in there now. The ball comes out from Hall to McGuinness. That's a good pass and finds Kidney. Simons it was who put the pass out, I think. But Kidney's got it. Only his third kick. Peter said not having a big day. Nice looking drop punt. Gee, His fourth kick's a goal. 14-8 to 7-8-6.
After a poor handball to Tony Hall from Simons, they finally recovered through Hall back to Simons and then to Kidney. And Kidney got a fine goal. But Glenelg will need to do much more. As Ende said, they're kicking to position and their inability to run the ball through half forward is costing them dearly.
Carey. Williams tap. Hamilton out towards Smith. Ward did that well, came through the back. Hamilton out wider is Watson. He's going to have to go hard. He does go hard. Gives a chance now. Conlon behind him, but he picks it up. He's in business. Through the half-forward line he goes. Wobbles one in. This one could bounce through. Gross is going to make sure it does. Another goal. Conlon down. Centre half forward in trouble. Gross's second goal. West Adelaide on the run now. No stopping them.
The player that set that up was Mike Smith. He had the bodies coming to him, but they weren't strong bodies. He took the ball in front of him, and finally, when Conlon got through, although he was tackled untidily very late, he set Grosser up for a good goal. Grosser's second. 15-8 the Bloods. Glenelg 8-6.
Carey and Williams. Williams again gets the tap away. Hamilton furthers it. Doofy back in defence. Rides the heavy bump. The handball back to McFarlane. Didn't hit the mark. And the umpire will come and have to bounce in a particularly muddy part of the cricket pitch. Well, not the cricket pitch, centre half forward part.
The ball up. Carey. Williams is doing well now. He got that down to Smith. Smith tries to go through. The tackle was technically high, and he got a free kick. Luders wants it in long. Smith does just that. Carey has dropped back. Luders in front. No mark. The chance Conlon tries to get through Salisbury. Can't. Finally, Carey. McGuinness, if he can pick it up, finding it pretty hard. Thinks about a handball. The kick again not well directed. Marshall bashes it forward. Sewer, another Glenelg player who just can't get into it. Well, not a good kick. Easily Cantalaftis. Didn't take the mark cleanly, but the umpire paid him.
Peter, you just wonder what moves the Bays can make. Fedke's come on. They've made a couple of positional changes at centre half and full back, but they just don't seem to be able to do anything that gives them any run. Hall out wider. Simons. One spot the Bays have won. But McKinnon's also working hard. Good pick up, Simons. 40 metres out, went for a bounce, left the football behind it, just went down like a suet pudding. Did not move an inch. Murat. Salisbury. Simons pushed that ball to the turf, and I tell you what, it did not come up for air at all.
Murat, the free kick. What a place to bounce a ball. Gee, like bouncing it at a swimming pool. Borjard. You play it on to Murat. Murat looks for Williams. A lot of good players, West Adelaide. No passengers. Doothy. Surrounded by West Adelaide players. Out it comes, Morris. Kidney's fighting for it. Oh, he had a chance for Doothy. Doothy gets run over. He'll get a free kick. It happens a lot these days. A player over the ball and players jump over the top of him. He generally gets a free kick. Salisbury's dropping down from the back pocket. Gee, that's a terrible kick. Larry Watson. Borchard. He wants to pass off. He does. Mark Beach taps it back to Borchard. He gets it to Smith. Smith back to Watson. Starting to finesse a bit the Bloods. Watson will go wide. Grosser will go to Filkey. Filkey's got an open face. Oh, he missed it by a mile. 1 point. Bit of finessing there, Ian, do you think, from West Adelaide?
Peter, it's their style of game, isn't it? They just move the ball. They've got players running all the time, and finally one came unstuck. But they get it forward at all costs. But now we can see why they're number one on the premiership. Beautifully played from Carey to Hall, going to the half-forward line. Fedke's there, can't find it. McKinnon throws it out. Cantalaftis and Dreher. Dreher to Cantalaftis, centre wing. Hamilton and Marshall. Can't get anything out of that, and the umpire will come in and ball it up. West Adelaide 10 points up at quarter time, 32 at half time, and now they're a massive 45 points in front. The Bays have got troubles from here. I can tell you, Hall, Marshall, they can't get clear to get any method going at all. Randall, Bennett and Duthie. Bennett did that one well, clear as Muret, but he's going longer with Jeffrey Morris. Late on the scene, however, thumping the ball away was Hewitt. Morris on the leaders, Luders. No, 15 metres. That's going to make it easier. West Adelaide have got a couple out in the pocket. One of them's going to take it. Grosser, he'll give it to Filkey. He'll get another shot. This is an action replay of the last one. He's got this one right through the middle. Practice makes perfect. His first goal.
Far too easy, West Adelaide. Jeffrey Morris got a 15-metre penalty in his favour, and again, on the outer side flank through Grosser and Filkey, West Adelaide set it up. Daylight's going to run second here at Richmond Oval. Glenelg have never really been in it. West Adelaide, even when challenged by West Adelaide earlier, by Glenelg earlier, seemed to be able to kick away with a great deal of ease. 16-9 the Bloods, Glenelg 8-6.
They're taking the ball out of the centre with regular, almost monotony, Peter. This time, however, it was Marshall got it out wide, but his handball went straight to McKinnon. McKinnon couldn't get a decent handball away towards centre wing. Rio went out. He's in trouble at the bottom of the pack there. Borchard wants him to get it out, but the umpire intervenes. Almost centre wing on the outer side, between wing and centre, 15-9 to 8-6. Umpire forced to throw it up. Williams got it to Borchard to the half-forward line. McFarlane comes to meet it. Bennett. Smith setting up the handball again. Here they go. Morris on the lead is Luders going towards that player. This is perfectly put. Oh, what a beautiful pass, Jeffrey Morris. And Luders has got it 45 metres out wide in front. It might not be that far. Won't be an easy kick. It's a very heavy part of the turf. Kick number 9 coming up. Williams off for De Jong. Luders goes towards the southern goal. He's wobbled that one, but he's wobbled it through. 8 goals, Luders. West Adelaide going from strength to strength. But Big Peter Lintoff, he's put in a superlative performance for the Bays this afternoon. He's kicked 5 and given a couple away.
Is one of the big reasons too for Glenelg's resurgence in the second part of the year. Hamilton to Jong, smothered by Salisbury. Be a ball up. Yeah, not a good day to get a whack on the thigh. Well, you don't like them any time, but they tend to seize up when it gets a bit cooler, and that's what's happened to Peter Carey. De Jong again, played well. Grosser. Parrish, Roger Luders. Back onto the left boot, short he goes, Mike Smith. Such a versatile, flexible forward line, West Adelaide. If one thing doesn't work, they try something else. Eventually they get something to work. 15 kick Smith. Pulled that one across his body slightly and couldn't bring up 4 points, but he's got 4 today. 1 in the first and 3 in the third. 23-16, plays 15-8.
Big Dirk De Jong's just looking a little tired. He might be happy to get into that bed that he's been in all week with the flu. But he's done a brilliant job for West Adelaide. Fine pass. Luders again from Smith. West Adelaide doing as they like. The Bays certainly haven't turned it up. Kick 15-8. But simply they haven't had the running players of West Adelaide's. 14th kick. Luders from 30 metres out. Oh, no, not a good kick. Oh, they came back at the last moment. Gee, the umpire went right, then back left. 9 goals, 89 for the season, Roger Luders.
13 kicks, 9 goals, 3. Not a bad effort, and Mike Smith probably could have gone long there, but he decided to give Roger Luders the chance. And he didn't look confident in the kick, but it came back for his 9th. I guess West Adelaide supporters are wanting to get 10 now.
Can understand that. De Jong, another thump away. This time it went 30 metres. Straight over now to Grosser. No, Morris it is. Morris on the left leg. Luders on the lead again. Here's his shot. It's going to be a good kick to get it from here. He's about 45 metres out. Maybe not quite that far, but he's got to plough through some pretty heavy part of the ground. And the breeze is almost at his back. Is this number 10 on the way, coming back, will it come back enough? He's got it! 10 goals, Roger Luders. Fine effort. That makes it 90 for the season. But to be fair, the players in front of him have looked for him superbly, and some of the passes that have hit him have been positively brilliant. Even the Kings trying hard not to smile. 25-16 to Glenelg 15-8.
Good effort, Roger Luders, and I'd agree. The players upfield have certainly fed him well. Back to the centre, Kernahan. And De Jong. What a game he's played. That's worth a kick. Walsh, Parrish. Duthie is out there and can't take the mark. Borchardt fumbles. Did he get a free kick? He was on the ground and appeared to get a push in the back. Muret's on the lead. Shorter is Burgess. Now Muret. Muret's got a chance for a goal, but he'll hook it back towards Luders. He's got it again. Oh, gee, the passing is spot on to Luders. He'd be pretty happy about it. Unfortunately, he hasn't let his other players down because he's kicked pretty straight. 10-3, in fact. Roger Luders. He's now into the nervous 90s. 91 for the year, 11 for the day. 26-16 West Adelaide, Glenelg 15-8.
Yes, he's happy. Muret did everything except turn himself inside out to get that ball. He had about 4 options, and I don't think even Luders was going to lead at one stage there, and Muret hung on to it so long he's about to take it home, but finally he put out that little chip pass. He was always going to pass it to Luders, but I don't think Luders believed it for a while. Goal number 11.
The deficit now 11 goals 8. Been a big game for West Adelaide, and again De Jong smashes it forward. Marshall, Simon's got very tight after half-time. He did so much work early. Duthie has it punched away from him, and the ball just goes out. It's been very hard for both teams today because conditions have been heavy, and a lot of players have had their socks down from a very early stage. Kernahan, Burgess, Hamilton, Candelactis, Muret. Oh, what fantastic football. Over it goes to Conlon. Can this be a goal? No Glenelg player has touched it. Through it goes. Brilliant football. Free to Conlon. West Adelaide now 27-16 to the Tigers 15-8.
West Adelaide at their very best today, winning 27-17 to 16-9, 179 to 105. Roger Luders, that's his best performance ever with 11 today. He'd never kicked 10 prior to today. Grosser and Smith 4 each. Conlon 3 and Bennett 2. Carey with 5, Kernahan 3, Simons and Kidney 2 each. And after the game, Peter Marcus spoke with Neil Kerley.
Glenelg players that started well, say Simons and Carey and Kernahan were dangerous at full forward. You covered those positions pretty quick. You made moves quick.
Well, you've got to make moves if things aren't going right. I thought Simons was doing very well on Filkey, too good as a matter of fact, and I thought McKinnon did the job with it well there. And of course, Williams and De Jong got on top, I thought, in ruck. Of course, we were lucky that Carey got injured. But all over, it was a good effort. You know, we were down with 3 key players out in Mick and Lindner and Roger Winter, who've been in the side all year, so it was a good character effort.
Yeah, Curls, it all looks pretty good for the run-in. Would you like any harder matches to hone yourself up?
I thought today the effort was pretty hard. Our players are as tired as they could possibly be. You know, they couldn't have played a harder game. Like, they may have won by a big margin, but the pressure was there, particularly early. I thought Glenelg ran well, used the ball well, and we just had to nail them down and fight back, and I thought we did.
A couple of things you said during the week about Micken being out and they bring in a new player, or a player, not a new player, De Jong. He did play very well.
What do you call very well?
Well, I thought, in the knockout department he started well.
It started and ended there. He didn't take a mark in the pack against Stephen Kernow all day.
Cross half-back, they were strong and hard. We couldn't get any half-forwards into it.
Sure, well, we being Glenelg, sure, that's true, Pete. Our half-forward line was non-existent in comparison to the last couple of weeks. Ralph Sear and Leon Trotsky have been great players for 2 weeks in a row, but hell, you can't put it together every week. And we were found wanting in that area this week. It counts for nothing for next week. And, OK, our fight for the 5 is over. I think my severest critic would grant it was a brave fight. And we had to play the top side on their ground under conditions that probably didn't suit us in the long run of things. And we got done by 10 goals. Good luck to them. We're still the last side to have beaten them. They've lost 1 game in 13. So, you know, we've had a few moments to live for this year.
For sure. Congratulations on the last part of the season in particular. And I guess it's not all over. You could win by 30 goals next week and still get in.
I would say it's all over, but we'll still be busting our neck out to do well next week.
And I'm sure they will. They'll be going to Norwood to play against the Redlegs at the parade. Let's have a look at the stats on the game. The kicks, West Adelaide 221, Glenelg 214, marks 80 to 74, handballs 122 West Adelaide, 104 Glenelg, frees 37 to 27, rucks one out of the centre 22 to 12, and a lot more scoring shots, 44 to 25. So that was a game at Richmond today. West Adelaide, the favourites for the flag, continue their march, and after the break we'll go to Football Park for the game between North Adelaide and West Torrens.